Let's discuss the bond part. Since this is a portfolio that a person will be holding long term, probably for decades, especially if you are a decade or more from retiring, holding bonds is a complete waste in my opinion, especially bond ETFs. The reason is that bonds always underperform stocks in the long term. Also, under our current monetary system where governments are allowed to print money, the value of the fixed principal and fixed coupon payments of those bonds is literally getting destroyed by design. Here is a comparison between the total world stock market ETF I talked about already and the total bond market one. The stock ETF destroys the bond ETF for the past 15 years with over 8% more compounded annual growth rate. Even if we now get the whole 3-fund portfolio and compare it to the 1-fund portfolio, it is still not worth it in my opinion. In the 3-fund portfolio, which you can see here as portfolio 1, you get less than 1% overperformance over the 1-fund total world stock market ETF portfolio, which is portfolio 2 in the image. And for that 0.5% outperformance, you have piled several risks on top of each other. First, the country rotation risk in the stock part, which we already talked about, and second, an even more aggressive government money printing as a risk to the bond part. Now, for some retirees, there might be some sense to keep the bond part for stability, but I would advise against holding a bond fund because bond funds can fall in value just like stocks. As we saw in 2022, when there is inflation and central banks hike rates, bond funds can crash with double-digit percentages. If you are keen on holding bonds, I think something like a bond ladder of individual bonds would make more sense because you will know exactly what amount of money you will get back at a certain date when the bond matures, instead of having them in an ETF that is as crashy, if there is such a word, as stocks. However, I personally would not be comfortable with that approach and I would prefer to own dividend-paying companies and ETFs in my retirement so that I can get the passive income to support part or all of my lifestyle even if the stock market goes down. If you choose quality companies with good businesses or filter out ETFs that hold such stocks, your payments may even increase in a stock market downturn, just like it happened with my portfolio in 2022. In that year, while my portfolio was down, I actually had more dividend income at the end of it than in the beginning. If you want to find out more about that strategy, you can sign up for my free investing masterclass in the link in the description. However, if you want to avoid that and are adamant about sticking to one fund, you can simply pick the Vanguard Total World ETF, but a distributing version, and that way you will get some yield on top of your portfolio to rely on in market downturns. This is just a part of my video about the 3-fund portfolio. To see the full presentation, click on the video that should have appeared on your screen right now.